All right, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. And today we are talking about the grandfather of mining boards. Well, technically not. I mean, heck, you go back 3 or 4 years ago, and this was pretty cutting edge. Nowadays, a lot of people are going to like B250s and all these newer, like high-end mining boards, but it's really hard to beat an H110 Pro BTC from ASRock. This is a 13 GPU motherboard. Yep, 13 GPU mining motherboard. The biggest thing about these is you do have to make sure you have an updated BIOS on them. A lot of times these are new old stock, so they may have been sitting on the shelf for a long time. Who knows what actual version of the BIOS it has on here. So I'm gonna get this all plugged in and make sure it's on the latest and greatest BIOS, and then I'm gonna plug in a full 13 cards. We're gonna fill this rig up to the brim and show you guys what it's about. So small little plug, I did get this one from Parallel Miner. I did not get a discount on it. I still had to pay full price. I think they're $279 right now, but I was comparing it to eBay, and on eBay these things were going from anywhere from $250 to $300. So it wasn't worth me risking, you know, saving maybe 20 bucks to buy it from a seller that wasn't reputable. At least if I'm buying it from Parallel Miner, I know that it's good and I don't have really anything to worry about. And if there is anything wrong with it, you can just contact them. So yeah, that is pretty nice. So I will have an affiliate link down below for these if you want to get them and use the link. It helps me out. If you don't, I understand. This is probably one of the more expensive ways to set up a mining rig. I am going to be doing a video on a budget setup over here. This is just a little sneak peek. This is a Dell OEM board, and this is a 8x PCI splitter. So look out for that video coming here in the future. But until then, we're talking about this one today. So I'm gonna get her opened up and start working. All right, guys, and I do apologize for all the fan noise, but I will be taking out, this is a Gigabyte, I believe it's a Z270 mining motherboard. That is a 6 card, technically it could be a 7 card mining motherboard, which I have 6 cards here, and that would be the 7th. I didn't get my PCIe M.2 adapter, but I want to run a full 13 cards down here on the bottom because I have 13 RX 570 8GB, so it's going to be a nice, like, matching rig. Almost all the cards are exact same models, except for I believe 2 of them are Sapphires, but they are still 570 8 gigs, so that is nice. Now powering it all, I'm going to be powering it off of a ATX, and then potentially 1 server power supply. I think I might end up adding another server power supply in here, so we'll see how it goes once I'm like calculating out some numbers. But I need to power this down and pull it all apart, and I absolutely hate powering stuff down whenever we're making this good of money. So I'm going to try to take my time and actually maybe do a little bit better with wire management. I don't know, I can't promise anything, but yeah. So oh, also big shout out to hold on, let me pull it up here. GadCAD 3D. I'm gonna put his link down below. He sent me these. I wasn't even looking for these clips because I've never actually used any of them in the past. But he was like, "Hey man, let me send you some of these, and you check them out. And if you like them, you know, post my link. If you don't worry about it." So I appreciate him just being like straight up about it. But yeah, check them out if you want some of these hangers for like these metal racks and stuff. I'll also put a link down below for this metal rack. This is one I got from Home Depot, but they have them on Amazon. It's the same kind of thing. They're adjustable, so you can move them up and down depending on what kind of spacing you need. So let me get to work. All right, guys, so I am using a stick of, let's see here, I don't even know what it is. DDR4 2133, and I believe it's a 4 GB stick, which is plenty because I'm running this on Hive OS, which is Linux. If you're on Windows, it's better to run either a little bit more RAM, or you can just, depending on what kind of drive you're using, you can run bigger VRAM, but I always recommend using a Linux operating system for a dedicated mining rig. SMOS, Hive OS, there's plenty of them out there. Now, for the CPU, I'm running an i3 6100T. I believe the T model means this is a low power variant. I also like running G4400s, G3900s, G3930s. All those good solid CPUs. If anything, this one's probably burning a little bit more power than I need to, but not really a big deal. And for cooling, these Thermaltake CPU coolers are on Amazon for like 10 bucks or 12 bucks. Basically the price of almost a stock cooler, but I like the mounting bracket because they actually screw in to a back plate instead of just those pop-in ones. I like the screws a lot better. So that's the basic setup for getting it up and running, and yeah. Alright guys, so I have all 13 cards here running. They are all 578 gigs. I have two 750 watt platinum server power supplies and I believe it's a 600 watt EVGA ATX power supply. On these, it's a good idea to tape them because they're so close together that they can touch each other. Obviously the cable management is horrible, but guess what guys, they're up and hashing and they're running pretty cool. If you don't know what this is my server closet, or my mining closet. So I have panels that go here, and then the exhaust is up there. Oop, I about dropped my phone. And I'm cutting another exhaust right there. There's an intake there, and I'll probably end up putting another intake there depending on how much pressure, or you know, how, like, whatever, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, wham bam, thank you ma'am. Let's go over and show you what it's looking like on the actual computer. Okay, so now that we've made our way onto the computer, this is inside of Hive. We have 13 GPUs. It only says up to GPU 12 because the first GPU is GPU 0. We start at 0 here. Anyway, all of them are doing 31, except I have one Sapphire that has... it looks like it's got Micron memory. I don't know why that one's not doing 31. So I might end up going back and re-BIOS flashing that one, because it's just so out of place. It's only doing 28. I mean, I guess 28 ain't that bad. Temperatures are all between 40 and 50 degrees Celsius. Power reporting is between 70 and 80 watts. Realistically, that is not all the power they're pulling. Polaris cards don't report all the power in software. These things are more likely pulling about 120 watts, give or take. I have the fan set at 80. I could probably back this down a little bit. Core is at 1150, and core state at 1. Voltage at 850, and memory at 2100. So there she is, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, wham bam, thank you ma'am. We mining, we up and mining. So if you do end up getting an H110 Pro BTC, you could plug it in and boot it up on Hive, and Hive will actually tell you what BIOS you're running inside of there without having to even put a monitor into it. So I am on BIOS 1.60, which is actually new enough to recognize up to 13 cards. If you're on an older BIOS on an H110 Pro BTC, it may not recognize all the cards in the slots. So that's one of the issues that pops up every now and then. And that also happens with a lot of other motherboards too. So anyway, I don't know exactly where this video is going, but thank you guys for watching. It looks like with 13 of these 578 gigs, I am doing right at 402 mega hash. So I'm very happy with that, and I need to button up everything and get it all closed up. As for wire management, because I know a lot of people out there are probably going to be like, are you going to change it? Are you going to like make it better? You know what? Ain't nothing's hitting anything. So we're just gonna let her eat. Let him work. All right, guys. Take it easy. We'll see you on the next one. Adios.